Christmas? Hope you had a good one. I did, because I got this awesome, what is it, like 30, 20 inch, I don't know, pretty big, awesome toolbox. And I want to show you this thing, because like I said, me and Luke are just kind of beginning working on cars, and I've never had something this awesome and huge toolbox wise. It's going to be really cool. So I'm going to put it together and show you how awesome it ends up looking, because I can store all my crap in there. It's having a baby toolbox. Okay, so here it is. This thing is massive. It's every bit probably 4 or so feet, but this thing is huge, and it'll hold all of my tools. Finally, I needed something that could hold all my tools. So this is a great solution to that. Get it at Harbor Freight for Christmas, and I like it. Okay, so there's a few things that need to be covered in this episode. First, we need to get the radiator down to my grandpa's so we can get it soldered up and fixed so we can be able to put it in the car and the car not overheat. We need to finish rebuilding the carburetor. The other day I went to Napa. I got some valve cover gaskets, plug wires, plugs, and some other goodies. And that should be more than enough for this episode, I would imagine. So it's been on and off sleeting pretty much all day. So I'm gonna drive about a quarter mile all the way down to my grandpa's, drop the radiator off, and then drive back in it on a tractor. Why does this quarter-mile trip on a tractor feel like the sketchiest endeavor I've ever taken in my life? Okay, interesting situation at the moment. Grandpa's not home. My grandpa isn't. I don't know, maybe his door's unlocked. Just throw it in the barn. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, you're kidding me. Put this little shit over here then. That'll do. Okay, so I went down to my grandpa's with the trailer with the radiator on it, and then he wasn't home. I thought. I came back home. Turns out he actually was home, so I had to go back and tell him where the radiator was and where the hole was, and then come back home. And it's like 18 degrees out. It's not warm. I'm cold. While my radiator's getting fixed, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the carburetor because I finished rebuilding it finally.
Attempt to remove my radio from my truck and put a new one in. I tried to do it by myself, it didn't have much luck, so we're gonna see what we can do thinking together.
Okay, so while the radiator is getting fixed, we might as well go ahead and do something productive. So we went over to Luke's and put in a new radio in his truck.
Okay, so we're trying to get the old radio out, and it's too big to remove, like through like the opening that it has, so we're gonna have to like cut it or something to get it out. This is a dash. I took it out so we could get to the wires easier and get the radio out and stuff. Just make things easier overall. And it's also not that hard to get out. It's like two little bolts. So anyway, I'm gonna put this in just to see what the radio would look like if we don't put it where it's currently at, because we'd have to cut the dash up and stuff. Anyway, okay, this thing is heavy. Whoa.
It's nice and cracked.
So that's where the dash, and there's a little plate that goes across it, right here, of course, right? That goes right there, it sits right there. So there's not really a whole lot of places you could put it. So, unless like right there. But that's not really the best spot to put it, because you can steal that pretty easily. I don't think this thing works, we could just cut it out right there.
That's actually not really, wait, is there a hole there? We just made one. Where?
Herein lies the problem. So my radio with the install kit, it's way too big for the small area that we have in the truck. And what we're gonna try to do is we're just gonna try to draw a little circle, because this doesn't work we're just gonna draw a circle around this because the radio goes through here. Cut this out, big hole right here. And we're just gonna also cut a little hole right here, and then this will slide through and it'll sit behind there and come and look pretty good. So this was just in the dash, and I grabbed it and started to like kind of move it, and it fell out. So this part's already done. That makes our lives a little bit easier.
We're gonna go get a marker, I think.
Cutting a hole in the dashboard where an air vent used to be, and probably can't see very well, but I'm gonna try to like slide it in, sort of, if that all pops, okay, and kind of pull it out a little bit, like that. I'm gonna try to pull it out as big as, like as far as I possibly can, so I don't have to cut the air vents, like as much as I would need.
Alright, so after a day or two, my grandpa finished up the radiator and brought it on over, and it was finally time to do the final assembly on the engine and try and crank it over. This is totally wuss of me. I'm sitting in my car while it's 1 degree out with who knows what wind chill. It's colder than it's ever been this year. I got my heater going, and I'm waiting for the shop to warm up. So I got my camera gear in here, I'm just waiting. So yeah, this is not fun. My car literally cranked for a minute and then finally fired off and went, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna do all the engine work by myself pretty much because Luke isn't able to be here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just do it. Take the entire day, get it done, and then start it up probably next episode. So I'm taking the thermostat out because I want to make sure that it still opens and closes properly. So I'll put it in a bath of hot water pretty much. Shot.
Alrighty, so I guess it's okay then?
Cereal box. Some of you might already know what I'm doing. There's a cereal box trick you can do. If you need a gasket, you use the cereal box, cut out the kind of like a template. It'll work exactly like you need a gasket to work. I'm using it for the gooseneck on the manifold for the wagon. Or not the wagon, I'm sorry, the Lincoln. Because the gasket's kind of old, it's dry rotted, and needs replaced anyway. This is just a quick little fix that works just fine, so there's no worries about it going bad or something going catastrophically bad. So yeah, I'm not going to be using the cereal box trick. It does work, but it didn't work for me, only because I forgot to cut the middle out of the cereal box deal because I'm stupid. This is why I sometimes don't buy cheap things. That's supposed to be magnetic. Alright, so after getting into a fist fight with the manifold, it's time to put in the new valve cover gaskets. I can do a few other things instead, but I do have to get oil out of the cylinders before I put in the spark plug, so I'm gonna do that. And the radiator's gonna come last because that's just gonna take forever. Hear that? That's a push rod. Push rods don't do that. It's bent. The push rod's bent. Go ahead and take it off. All these, yeah.
So we did straighten one push rod, but found another one that was 10 times worse. That one's gonna take a little bit of time fixing, but should be fine, hopefully. So of course bad luck strikes us again. The push rods are all kinds of mangled up, and we couldn't finish up barely, not even half the things we wanted to do in the episode. We wanted to do spark plugs, plug wires, all kinds of different things, but weren't able to due to the whole push rod debacle.
Okay, so the Lincoln should be started next episode. I actually thought we'd get it done this episode, but thanks to the push rods, that didn't happen. It's literally like -13 right now. It's cold as it's ever been this year so far and next year. So that is this episode of American Detour. Check us out on Instagram at American_Detour and on Facebook at American Detour, because I made a Facebook for our show and it's so cold. I gotta go. Oh, I just hit myself in the face.
Do it.
Da, da, da. Okay.
So slow in reverse. I didn't go anywhere. Jump on. Go kart. Oh, hello. Oh, I just flew. Yeah, baby. I was like, okay. I wanted to do